We are going to be making Ukrainian dumplings. They're called Halushki. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but just feeling a lot of care and love towards the Ukrainian people and all that they're dealing with right now. And so with launching my cooking live stream, I wanted to honor them and bring some attention to them. So we searched recipes and found this really yummy looking recipe for dumplings, and like, who doesn't like dumplings? So in any event, let's see here. And there's a chat, so once you come on, if you want to chat or if you have comments down below, please do so. So I have to, first of all, thank my son, Maddie. Oh. I have to thank my son, Matt, because I could not have done this had he not been helping me. So let me show. There we go. The different little cooking things. So things are going to feel a little clunky today because this is my first time doing this. So Matt, thank you very much, because I know I've been a bit of a pain in the butt lately with, he's been a big help, but he's also trying to help me learn it myself so that I can do it on my own, right? Mm-hmm. So are you excited about the dumplings?
I'll switch back to the other camera.
Oh, I thought that it would show the other camera though when we do that.
We didn't do that.
Okay, I thought we did. All right, so see right there, we have awkwardness. But in any event, what I wanted to do was what I'd like to do with my stream is I'd like to be able to cook, right, Matt? Mm-hmm. And do you remember how I got inspired with doing this stream?
No.
So I got inspired doing this stream because I did a cooking stream with Matt. Oh, no. And what were we making? I forget. Oh, it's the friendship bread. Yeah. That my friend Tracy had given us the recipe for and the starter for. You know, that stuff that you like add sugar and flour and then you squeeze the bag and then you end up using that starter to make a really yummy friendship bread. So Matt already streams. In fact, in the description below later, I will put a link to his streaming on Twitch. But he does cooking streams every once in a while. How many cooking streams have you done?
It's pretty every once in a while. It's probably been like 4 total in like my over a year streaming. So they're not that often, but occasional. So
but still, that's something you enjoy. So Matt,
I would like to do more, but just haven't gotten around to it.
So where'd you get your cooking chops from?
Well, myself, of course.
Oh, that's right, because he's so independent. That's right, absolutely. So you got your cooking chops from just yourself, and it was organic. It just kind of happened. Yeah, and it was, one day you woke up and you thought, yeah, okay, all right. So was hoping for a segue there, but anyways, apparently that went flat. But I would say that I'm excited that Matt cooks because it's fun to see somebody else pick up the reins, and he is yet to cook for us here in the condo, but we are hoping that will happen someday. Right, Matt?
Perhaps.
Yeah. So it was interesting when I was trying to think about, starting the live stream, I did want to kind of start with the right recipe. Not that any one recipe is more important than the others, but I kind of wanted to have the first recipe be special. So I will say one of the things that I want to do is honor my grandma, Foyt, who is my dad's mom, because she was an amazing cook. And so throughout my cooking streams, one of the things I want to do maybe once a month is cook one of her recipes. And her recipes are more German, Hungarian inspired. That's where like her cooking chops were from. And so a lot of those recipes would be that way. So when I looked up Ukrainian dumplings, I was realizing that that's just Eastern European, right? So I think there's some things that are similar about like the dumplings and other Eastern European cooking. And when I was telling Matt about it, I also feel like it's probably going to be similar in a way to Spätzle.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think so. It's going to. So when we were reading about it, it's going to look like gnocchi. In fact, here I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the website where I found it. I did link this on my Twitter. So let me see. So now I'm going to go down here. So here's the recipe. And so I do want to thank the website Mom's Dish And Natalya is the one who put the recipe down. And so you can see Halushki, traditional Ukrainian dumplings. And here's a picture of what we're aiming to do. And they look really yummy. They do have two of Matt's lesser favorite foods, which is mushrooms and onions, but you know, he has bacon, so bacon's going to go a long way. But I also wanted to show you, oh, where was it?
Also, hi, Bethany.
Oh, hey, Bethany.
I don't think you can see it in the window.
I can't see it in the window. I forget where it shows it, but anyways, it talks about how they're considered in a way like gnocchi because of how they're made. So for anyone that makes gnocchi, you might notice a similarity in how we're cooking them. And I've made many times ricotta gnocchi, not much lately because we don't tend to eat pasta as much anymore. We try to eat a little healthier. So I'm excited because I feel like I'll get to the technique down. The dough will be different. But I wanted to show you here for anyone that is following, one of the ways you can find out about what's going on with my streams is on my Twitter page, Philly. Take a guess of where this is streaming from. So we are city people. And so anyway, so that is where you can find out about days and times of streams. I'm going to, at this point, try to stream once a weekend, Saturdays, unless I will put out a tweet that is on a Sunday. So Sunday at 1:30. Also, I'm aiming to eventually do some other content, but we'll start with cooking for right now. And also, I'm hoping to, within my cooking streams, have some votes and polls so that I can find out from followers like what they're interested in me cooking. So anyway, so stay tuned for that. But back to my grandma, one of the things I want to do is make sure, like I said, once a month to do some of her recipes. And those are really special to me.
Go back to full
so
cam.
I'm going to go back to full cam. Let me go up.
Cameras.
I know, but I'm not getting the mouse.
Right here.
There we go. Thank you. All right, so to start, because that's enough chat. So I have the recipe here, the map. So I'm going to have you actually, can you help? Sure. Do you start, did you wash your hands yet? Yep. I washed my hands. Okay, wash your hands. If you could put 5 cups of flour. And in fact, I'll keep it here and then we'll put it once we're mixing the dough. So 5 cups of flour and a teaspoon of salt. So I'll get the salt. Salt ready when you're ready. And for eggs, if eggs ready, I'll get the lukewarm water. So I'm gonna ask a really beginner question, seeing as that I am a beginner with this streaming. Because you said Bethany. Oh, there's Bethany. Yeah. Yay!
Again, since the window kind of gets screwed up. But.
Okay, so there we go. Yeah, Matt does have cooking chops, so
a little bit, not that much, but
he has as many chops as he wants to get involved in.
That's actually a pretty good way of saying.
And Bethany, we're still waiting for him to cook us a dinner. In fact, I was thinking about figuring out a way to my birthday's coming up. Maybe I can get a birthday stream. Wouldn't that be cool?
What day of the week is?
Well, no, it'd have to be on a weekend. But maybe, I don't know, we'll see. That'd be cool. Maybe the weekend before my birthday, we can stream and you can cook me something.
Perhaps.
So stay tuned.
Your birthday falls on a Thursday. So.
Oh, I know. It wouldn't be on a Thursday. It would maybe anyways, stay tuned. We will have it on Twitter for any updates. So do you want to measure out the flour?
Sure. What am I measuring out for this?
5 cups.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is this a cup? No,
that's just not a cup. Yeah.
That's just a.
And do you want just a regular spoon? I have the cup measured there. Do you want just a regular big spoon? Because I know that scoop is a little unwieldy.
That's fine.
You sure? Okay. So in the dough, it's going to be 5 cups flour, 1 teaspoon salt, 4 eggs, a cup of lukewarm water, and a bunch of butter, because we know that butter makes everything better. And especially good butter. So in the recipe, they recommended that we use Plugra or Kerrygold. We usually just buy Keller or Land O'Lakes.
Yeah.
So we did do that. So that's already melted. So it's ready for when we're ready. So what are some things that you want to Have you thought of anything else you want to cook on your streams?
Nothing in particular. I mean, I just got done with a sponsorship, and I was considering maybe doing some of the food that I'll be getting from HelloFresh as like a cooking stream. I don't know if I'll actually do that.
And then any extra, then we'll put that in. That's a good idea.
That's a potential option, but I'm not totally sure if I'm going to go through with that.
I will say I was thinking it would be fun to one of our streams to have you get back as a guest and do pasta. Like, I keep telling Matt that I want to teach him how to cook or how to make pasta, homemade pasta.
Yeah, and I would love to like actually do. I don't remember what the name of it is, but it's the one where no, like not the type of pasta, like the pasta dish. It's the one where you use eggs to kind of make like a cream sauce.
Oh, the I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but so I'd like to do that at some point.
Pepe, not aglio olio. What's the one, Andy? No, the one with it has the egg in it.
It's like a lighter
sauce. It makes it thicker, like the egg and cheese. I'm just thinking.
3 people, no one can figure it out.
Get on it. I'll look it up. But yeah, so we could do that. We could actually, so if we were making pasta, would you want it to be then linguine?
Well, whatever pasta would go best with that, yeah. I mean, because I would, like, what do you usually, yeah,
would be good.
We usually make with it?
I think it could be any, but I do think a linguine or a fettuccine would be nice.
There's a lot of flour.
Is that 3?
Yeah, there's 3 in there right now.
That's why I got the big bowl, because I was
we're
looking at
definitely going to need it.
Look up
Look it up.
Pasta with egg yolk, or look up
Pasta
Italian
dish.
pasta dish with egg. I'm just forgetting. I'm blanking.
Carbonara.
Thanks,
Carbonara,
Janet.
yeah.
Hi, Janet. Nice to see ya. So I was having a 50s moment right here, trying to.
So was I guess.
And apparently he's 50 also.
No, but yeah, I would love to do a carbonara.
I just looked it up. It's carbonara.
Oh yeah, no way.
But Janet beat you to it. I know you were.
Should I just
So the voice that you're hearing is Andy. At some point, I'm sure he'll come over and say hello. Andy is my husband, Matt's dad, and we. Okay, there we go. Is that good?
Yep.
Cool.
Really scraping all the flour.
So we'll have 5 cups of flour, and then the fun will begin. Let me. I can put the salt in now. 1 teaspoon of salt. There we go. I like to do this because I feel like then it kind of gets the salt more throughout it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to pull back.
All right, there we go. 5 cups.
Okay.
Can I put this away now, or?
Yeah, I think we're done with that. Then it goes back in the cupboard.
Already?
Oh, wait, can we put this extra flour back in there?
Oh.
And that goes in there too.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, I'm gonna wash my hair wash my hands since I just touched my hair.
She's gonna go hop in the shower real quick.
All right. Yeah, let me get through the dumpling making and keep my hair out of my eyes. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do. Let's see. I'm gonna switch to this.
What?
Oh, and I can tilt it. That's right. Okay. So we have our 5 cups of flour. The next thing we are going to do. Is we are going to be we're going to make a little well. So again, we're making Ukrainian Halushki. Was that kind of tight back there? And when you live in the city, space is a premium. Okay, so make a well in the middle. I'm going to whisk some eggs. So I'm sure that Matt would much prefer I crack the eggs. Would I agree, Maddie?
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So if you like cooking streams and if you like cooking videos, be sure to subscribe, and that way you will know about all my streams. And actually, after the stream, all of the streams are made instantly into videos. So then there's VODs, which are videos on demand for anyone new to streaming and YouTube. So now I'm going to just whisk this a little bit. I'm going to make a little well in the middle. That works. So making a well.
Into the
Put that in. And let's see. And melted butter. Do you want to bring the melted butter over?
Is that this?
Oh, and I need water. Let me see how much water. Oh, and I need that water. Yeah, actually. That's not okay. So, and we're gonna, oh, this is like a lot of liquid. This is going to be really interesting, Matt. I'm a little concerned. Uh-oh. All right. So we got that. And then we got some. Can you grab me a fork, by the way? Because it says I'm going to mix with the fork. Now, when I've made pasta, I've made it, the easiest way, by the way, to make regular pasta is in a food processor. But like if you want to make it like a Italian grandma, you want to, oh, that's a lot of liquid. You do it on like a flour board. And so we're just kind of bringing in the flour. This is just not going to be pretty, but what the heck? How bad can it be? That's a copious amount of butter in there. So it's actually 150 grams of butter, which is 2/3 cup. 4 eggs, a teaspoon of salt, 5 cups of flour, and 1 cup of lukewarm water. This is going to be really good for us.
It's going to taste really good. That's what matters at the end of the day.
So apparently I'm going to mix this, and then I'm going to finish combining it by hand until I get a smooth, even texture, which is definitely not right now. Get this in. Let's see. Oh my. So I've never made these Halushki dumplings. What are some things that Bethany or Janet, if you're still with us, what are some things you haven't made that you'd like to be able to make at some point? And you can't say Halushkis because that wouldn't be fair.
That sounds really good.
Well, yeah, the butter.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a copious amount of butter will make anything smell pretty good.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to start, I think, kneading it in the thing. So what I'm going to do now is, can you bring that wooden board over? Okay, and I'm going to take off my rings. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I need that flour, Maddie. I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking because I'm going to need the flour here.
Put on there.
Yep. Okay. What's that?
Oh, chili.
Chili. What kind of chili? Because I feel like there's so many different kinds of chili. Like you've got those stuff with the regular steak, and you've got stuff with ground beef. What kind of chili? That sounds good. No, keep it out because we're going to need it for a while. All right, so my hands will get a smooth texture. Actually, it's saying, to be honest, it's telling me to do it in the bowl, so I'm going to stick to the recipe. Matt, can you put a little bit of flour in my hand so that it's not sticking?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So, let's see. Oh, it's actually pretty easy to work with. It's sticky for sure, but, and Matt, I'm thinking I'm going to need a little more flour. So if you could a little more flour, that'd be awesome. Don't afraid to give too much, like just a bunch, dump it, thank you. There we go. Okay. So just trying to make it smoother. It's super sticky. All right. So Maddie, what are some things you'd like to be able to cook that you don't yet? I need more flour.
Just the flour board now.
Yeah, flour board. That's moving. Okay.
Carbonara is definitely one. Can you actually pull up the comments down here? Because I think the
Yep.
comments are getting cut off. I'm trying to think. I mean, I still haven't like actually like done my own pizza, like done like pizza
Like
dough.
homemade pizza.
Yeah, like pizza
Oh,
dough
that's
from
a good thing to
scratch.
start. That's actually a yeast dough that's not too hard to
Yeah.
use for your first one.
Yeah. So, that would be.
And I know Janet just
She said, haven't made more things than I ever made.
so anything that you have on your list then, Jan, like is there anything that you would like to, can you get my dough scraper? That's the rectangular thing. Yep. Okay. So it says here, now that I'm going to add a little more flour. So what it says right here is on the flour, so I'm going to divide it into 8 even pieces. Oh, nice. So let's try to get to generally 8 even pieces.
It's a nice sound.
Is it? It's like patting your belly.
So 8 pieces, so it'll make it more manageable. There, like little
like really thick pita.
Yeah, or what is the thing? Scones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have to make scones sometime.
You've done scones there.
Yeah, no, I know, but to share it
right,
because so Janet knows. Janet, I'm thinking about Mindy's scones.
Bethany.
Someone's gonna need to be my. Andy, can you monitor the chat because it's just not showing up right here.
So Bethany said, I'd love to learn how to make traditional Thai dishes.
Ooh.
Like not just using curry paste, but making paste.
Oh, making the paste. Well, I will say one thing so by the way, I've divided these into 8 pieces, and now what it wants us to do is I'm going to roll each piece into a long length, and then we're going to cut it into little pieces. So Matt, would you grab a plate? Actually grab the big platter. So I'll go on the second shelf, the big platter, and put a little bit, dust it with flour a little bit.
So this bottom one?
Yes, please. And dust it with flour a little bit because we're going to put them after I roll them.
Janet said, yeah, I love this stone.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so I'm all over the place. So Janet, I'll definitely have to do the scones sometime because those are awesome. So we have this great scone recipe that when Janet and I were in a mom's group together, Mindy, one of our friends, brought scones one day, and so my experience with scones up till then was really dry, heavy, like I don't even know what I would call it. Like that was not good whatsoever.
Hi guys.
And that's Andy. They were dry, heavy things. This is actually harder to roll than I expected. It's kind of, it's just not like really, like I think I have almost too much flour, like it needs more drag, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually make this shorter because I don't have look, it's just like it's not rolling, friends. This is real time cooking. So we're trying to make these dumplings, these halushki, and it's not rolling. They're getting a little rolled out.
So Amy, what was the first thing that you ever cooked?
First thing that I ever cooked. So, I mean, I'm sure the first thing I cooked was probably Kraft macaroni and cheese because it was a classic and you were just following a box. But so I'm going to section these off. So this is where they look a little bit like gnocchi because gnocchi are just these little, little dumplings. I feel like mine are fatter than the ones that she showed on her site, but hey, it's like comfort food, so it's okay if it looks, and you put some flour on there.
Put the chat up there.
Thank you, Dad. Dad's helping out. Gotta love it. Just drizzle like a little bit, and then use your fingers. Yeah, watch. I'll do this. Okay, so we're getting them done. Matt, why don't you try rolling this out a little bit? See how that feels.
So Kraft macaroni and cheese.
So Kraft macaroni and cheese taught me actually to. Isn't that harder than it looks?
It's not even rolling.
I know. Should we just try rolling it on the marble? Like on the
I think
grinder?
we just might have too much flour on
I know. Want me to put moisten a little bit?
Honestly, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. It's fine, I guess. There.
Yeah, I just want to make it a little thinner.
Feel free to take the reins.
No, I know, but I'm gonna have to get back to Daddy's question in a second because I'm having trouble doing two things at one time, so I'm gonna have to go back. There we go. Okay, let's get this section off. And also back to what you were saying, Bethany. I would love to eventually have, like, besides Maddie, I would love to have other guests, if they are local, come do a stream with me.
And interesting.
And I also think that, Bethany, it would be fun if you're ever interested. We could do a stream through Zoom. Like, I could have someone that's not local. We could always do it through Zoom. Matt probably thinks I'm crazy,
No,
but
I mean, that's fine.
but I feel like that might be for people that aren't close by. So if you ever want to do a stream, like, we can pick a recipe and we can just go through it, Bethany. That would be very fun. I love Thai food. In fact, one of the things that I've been making a lot of recently, see, it's stickier now, so it's better. One of the things I've been making a lot of recently is those Vietnamese inspired food, the vermicelli bowls with the rice noodles. Do you ever have those, Bethany? So this is working much better. So basically, I think don't overflour the board would be my definite advice, because it rolls out much better if you don't do that. So I think some of ours are going to be a little bit stout. Okay. There we go. Want to start rolling a piece? I get these over.
Yeah, I think it might have just been that one was super floury.
Yeah. Would you just go open this because my hands are plastic, and I'm going to how's that going? Is it feeling better now?
Yep.
And then I did it in half, and then it was easier working with just one. So as you can see, we're going to be making copious amounts of dumplings, because let me just show you what we have so far. So one of the things that I like about the recipe is the author of the recipe said that they can be frozen. So we are going to actually take advantage of that, because otherwise I think we'd have enough Halushki for like a party of 10, which we do not currently have in our condo. So I think what we're going to do is...
It would also be a lot of people.
Yes. So,
it would be a very full condo.
So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze... I would do them thinner. What we're going to do is we're going to freeze half of them. And they said once we actually do what we're going to do in a second. In fact, Matt, that's how you can help after I get half of this made, is maybe you can roll off the rest of them, and those will be the ones we freeze. Like I'll ship this over there, because otherwise we're going to be making this for like a really long time.
We'll freeze the scuffed ones that I just related.
No. But you freeze them like this, so you can just put them in the freezer and then you can get them out and throw them in like you would any other frozen pasta when you want to cook them.
So, do you mind if I teach you something?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab this. Go back to our
So
webcam.
or not Andy, Matt's my tech guy, so he's definitely.
Now we are.
Oh yay! So it's not so boring. See, we figured this out. Hopefully anyone watching this video later will be patient until we get ourselves together. All right. So there we go. Much better. Thank you for doing that, Matt. I appreciate it. Okay. Now, once again, how about we start rolling that one while I put these over? Yeah, problem is these are all different sizes. So.
I'm just trying to get off as much of this extra flour as possible, because I just don't think we need it.
So actually, this is a good time that we were talking earlier about the inspiration for the stream was just feeling really, what's the word I want to use, helpless with and useless with what's going on over in Ukraine right now. And so Did y'all enjoy that? Was that fun?
It's a car ride.
Yeah.
It's a lot of racket. Okay. Actually, I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to wash it, and then if you could dry it, that would be awesome. But in any event, with the Ukraine, you know, just feeling like they're just like, what can we do? Because you just feel awful that this is happening over there, and it's just, you know, I think with news going global and us always being aware of everything that's happening all over the world. On the flip side, what's hard is that you feel it, and as someone who considers herself a bit of an empath, you just feel the things that are going on. So one of my favorite people, one of my favorite charities, the person is Jose Andres, and the charity is World Central Kitchen. And that is an amazing charity. And what they do is in fact, I'm going to take a break from this and just show you. What they do is, let me do a little switching. Let me show you. What World Central Kitchen does is they go all over the world wherever there's a need, and they feed people. So, you know, there's an earthquake and they're there within like a day or two feeding people. There's conflict, they're there feeding people. Anything, whatever is going on. When we were having needs at our border, they were there feeding people. It just seems like when we had the tornadoes, a few months ago, or remember when all those tornadoes came through in Central North America, and like they were there. So I'm so inspired by them because I feel like food is our common ground. Food is like we break bread together, we share stories, we share our lives with each other, and food is always that constant. And I just love that is how they are seeking to help out in the world. And so, yeah, so they're there. They've been there for many days now. And you'll see sometimes I'll retweet some of the work that they're doing, but you can go onto their site. Actually, my birthday is coming up, and last year I did, besides donating personally to them, last year I lost the mouse. Okay. All right, still lost the mouse. I'm trying to switch it.
Yeah.
Thank you. He makes it look so easy, and it's just not that easy for me. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Agri, I heard you say because it is, and I'm wondering if you might run into any difficulties doing this, like I have. Like, he talks a good game. But anyways, so it's just,
Also, Janet, yeah, we have background music playing, and Bethany, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you, Bethany.
Bye, Bethany.
Do you want to tell Janet about the background music where you found
Oh,
it
it's
from?
just a record label that releases songs that you can use freely on live streams and videos without having to worry about copyright issues. So, yeah.
That was the big thing I had to learn. Okay, was the fact that anything
because YouTube has a very strong content recognition software. So if you play copyrighted music on your live stream, you can actually get your live stream shut down while you are live. So yeah, be careful.
You've got to be super careful with that stuff. All right, so I'm going to shift this over for Maddie to work on continuing to make the copious amounts of Halushki. Start with the platter. More. Go, and then you can just put them up there. Dad, if you want to sprinkle some flour over there.
Do we need to sprinkle more flour?
You actually do, because they'll stick to the bottom of that. No, there's on that. When you put them there, they'll just stick, and then when we try to freeze them, it won't work. All right, so let me show you what we have so far. So this is here is half of the Halushki. So this is what we're going to be boiling in just a minute. So I already boiled the water. That's a trick I've learned ever since I could make pasta, because it just takes so long for water to boil. I actually meant to put that on a little bit sooner, but alas, I did not. So, anyways, but Andy, you
Back to room temperature now.
I know back to room temperature. So, Andy, you were.
I would also switch the cooking.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. Thank you. Oh, and Andy, I have some dough on your computer. I'm so sorry. All right. So I go to camera, right? Okay. And I can take this off now. So, but you were asking about the first things I cooked. So the first cooking I literally think I did was like making Kraft macaroni and cheese and making instant rice. And then I used to think I was a chef because I would take that instant rice after I made it. This was after school for an after school snack, which began my rice obsession. And I would like saute, I think it was literally garlic powder and butter, and then add soy sauce. And Mom always had freeze dried like the chives. Yes.
For these halves of the full ones, how many?
I didn't count. So I just did about an inch long. So anyways, like that's how I started. I remember feeling very chefy when I would do it. In fact, I even think I threw in some, maybe it wasn't chives. I think it was the freeze-dried parsley, you know, like you get the dried parsley herb. And so I would do that. But then finally, when I really wanted to start cooking, I remember my mom was away and I don't remember where she was, but one of my dad's friends was coming over, a good family friend, and my mom, I'd been helping her with cooking, and she said, and I was interested in cooking, and she said, well, you could cook dinner for them because I won't be there. And I was definitely, oh my gosh, I was really nervous about that. I mean, it was one of those situations that you want to do, but you don't want to do. And so I said, okay. And it was the beef brisket. Remember the brisket I made? So it was this beef brisket that you slow cook in the cast iron skillet, and it makes this amazing gravy. You put instant coffee, I think, in it. Like we use instant espresso because we don't carry instant coffee. So whenever we make it, it's more of a winter meal. It's a braised dish, and ketchup or steak sauce. Like it's this mixed. You know how like especially from that era from the 70s.
Onion soup or something.
It wasn't onion soup, but it was like this mixture of ingredients that you go, oh, interesting. But it's amazing. It has this rich, dark oils. It has this rich, dark
Who followed?
sauce.
Bethany. Oh, Bethany, subscribe.
Oh, yay. Thank you for subscribing, Bethany. But in any event, so I made this and I made it with, I remember, rice. And back in the day, we felt special when we made Uncle Ben's rice. So I don't know, Janet, like you have to, like, I don't know if you're still with us, but with rice, like I remember there was a time that Uncle Ben's was like the special company rice. And I don't really remember why, but you know, it didn't stick and it was really big in America. It was
Connor actually, he only got Uncle Ben's when we were in college. He like swore by it.
Yeah, well, seriously, like it was like the special rice because like I think we had the regular rice that was more sticky, but so that's what I grew up with, and so I'm sure I used that rice. I don't remember the vegetable, to be honest. It might have just been frozen peas, but that was like my first proper dinner, and I was nervous as all get out.
So here's the main question.
Yes.
So in terms of Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
Matt, can you make the best Kraft macaroni and cheese?
Well, so this is kind of an unfair question because so just let me explain. So without any,
family drama.
Without any further explanation or before explaining further, him.
Yeah.
But it is because when she made it, she made the healthy recipe, and when my father made it, he made the unhealthy recipe that used copious amounts of butter and milk, which obviously helps it taste better. So he did make the better mac and cheese, but it's because he was using more decadent ingredients.
No explanation needed.
By the way, I did just add salt to the water because for any pasta or Shelby, no, for any. So okay, I gotta show her.
You're not gonna. No,
I
I would not. Just don't.
I can't show this. You see her nose. That's little Shelby. She thinks I'm giving her a treat. So Daddy, why don't you go over there and give her a treat? So we have our second rescue, Shelby, and she is 12. She just turned 12 this month, and she loves food. She's very food driven. Oh my goodness. So I'm just adding more salt to my salt cellar because I think we'll need some later, and plus I should add a little more. But you always want to salt your pot of water for pasta, for dumplings, for anything like that. Yep. All right, so the water is boiling. What I'm going to be doing now is adding the halushki to there, and what it says in there is that you toss the dumplings in until they float, and when they float, they are done.
Yeah, that really sounds good.
Spider. I got the spider for Christmas. I've been wanting one of these to help like get pastas out, but then again, we don't eat a lot of pasta because we try to be healthy, which just does not as much fun as eating pasta. So hopefully I can get these guys in. Hopefully they're not going to stick too much. Dropping these in, trying not to burn myself too much with the water. I dropped one underneath, so that one's not going to make it. Ow.
Yes?
Just a little hot.
Yeah?
Yep, a little hot. Ow. Oh my goodness gracious.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, you have asbestos hands.
I have asbestos hands. You would not enjoy it.
Yeah, you'd be like, I have little baby hands.
You little baby hands.
Oh.
Ow. I don't know a better way to do this. I think I want to figure this out differently. So if anyone makes these and figures out a better way to drop these in without like totally burning yourself, please let me know because this is definitely the least fun. Yeah, I'm sure that some of their grandma's hands are callously hardened from making so much homemade food that they would laugh at and consider me to have baby hands now, right? All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently stir these. And I will bring over the pot to show you when they start rising to the top. And when they rise to the top, it means they're ready. And I'm going to try to rescue this little one that like not making things. Yeah, I got it. Meanwhile, I'm going to chop some onion because after they're done cooking, ooh, this is going to be a problem.
Yeah. We don't really have room to wash because
I'm not going to wash, but I do need a place for them to drain. Oh, I know what I can do because I'll take them off the spider. Never mind, I figured it out. I'm going to put them in a receptacle. I figured it out. All right. You know what? In fact, I'm going to put a towel down to absorb the water. That doesn't splatter. So next week, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to cook, and I think that unless anyone has any other good ideas, I think I might do chicken paprikash next weekend and homemade spetzels. Yeah, and that's one of my grandma's. Oh my gosh, one of her best meals was chicken paprikash and spetzels. Now I will tell you that when she made chicken paprikash and spetzels, she did chicken on the bone. And now this is always what makes me nervous because it says when they float, they're done, but I just feel like they hadn't cooked for very long, so we're going to just listen to the recipe.
Yeah, but you probably want all of them.
So we're taking these ones from the top that floated. They're floating, so I'm going to take them then. And I did put a towel there to help absorb the moisture, the extra moisture. I don't think it's going to be a super light meal, like not just the butter, but it's going to.
Yeah, not quite.
I know that's what worries me a little bit, but she says when you're going to burn your mouth. She says when they float that they're done.
think?
Are they done? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
that's us, yeah.
All right.
And they're going to crisp up. So we'll say right off the bat they do have a different texture.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of got the gist of that from just feeling the dough.
Well, meaning they have a different texture than Spätzle. Because Spätzle, so I see why they compared them to gnocchi. They compared them to gnocchi because I think when you bite down on one, here, Matt,
I will do one.
because when you bite down on one, it gives like gnocchi gives. It doesn't have like the same taste as gnocchi, but it gives the same way like a potato gnocchi would give. But Spätzle definitely gives you a chew. Like when I make Spätzle next week, they have more of a chew to them, more like, okay. So now I'm going to cut
They're pretty good, actually, just as is.
Yeah, that's what. Just add my carbon fit for the.
Yeah, well, our sugar's going to spike, so we're going to get sleepy in like an hour, half hour. All right, so I'm going to chop an onion. So basically, the next thing we're going to do, in fact, let me get the, we're going to get the, what do you call it? You switch it. Chop the onion.
Oh, that's not
Oh, wrong one. So sorry.
welcome.
Okay. All right. I'm going to chop the onion, but I'm going to get the mushrooms started. Dad, can you keep an eye on the butter and let me know when it gets to the point?
Sure.
So I'm going to chop up some onion. So what I had done already was prepared some mushrooms. And she had just regular white mushrooms, so I didn't go fancy. Obviously, this is all stuff you can adjust to your taste. One of the things that my sister would tell you is that I'm like an essential rule follower. So when I cook things for the first time, I usually very much adhere to the recipe because, wait, let me just get this off. It's discolored. I adhere to the recipe because I kind of want to see like what the original thought or the original inspiration was for the whatever I'm cooking. But then afterwards, if I want to make adjustments, I make adjustments. But I always kind of give it a college try the first time.
Sorry.
So what I did with the mushrooms was I just quartered them because Matt is not such a big mushroom fan. So that way he can pick them out a little easier. So I'm just letting them sit and brown right now. And then after that, we'll be adding the onions till they soften. And after that, we will be adding the bacon until it crisps up a bit.
Put the heat up for.
No, I don't. It's good. We're good. Thank you, Daddy, for checking. And that's going to be it. It's going to be mushrooms, bacon, and onions. It's in the fridge because it's easier to cut.
Wow.
Matt, while you see the bacon, I got like this super duper thick, yummy looking bacon. Okay. So I'm going to do this since we're not cutting right now. Here, check that. No, let me say it. One thing that I've learned from watching the cooking shows that I watch is that mushrooms, like if you let them sit and let them brown, then they get some more flavor. So that kind of flavor will be good. So what's the first thing you ever cooked?
Probably microwave mac and cheese.
Oh.
By college.
You just added water and put in the microwave?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do best at cooking?
Probably, honestly, like probably either Korean beef bowls, just because I did them so much at college, or like olio. Because I've just done it so many times throughout college. So.
You do it well.
Yeah.
And then Connor taught him how to make those really good roasted potatoes.
Oh.
And now we go to you to make the roasted potatoes.
So what's your favorite thing to cook?
along the way.
Yeah, I don't know. And you know what I'm gonna say right now, I told both of them I'm in a bit of a cooking funk because I don't know. I think the pandemic we were doing so much cooking that I just kind of got
Burn
tired
out.
of it.
Yeah,
so
yeah, burn out.
I think that's why I tried the Vietnamese bowls, which I actually love the flavor of. The vermicelli bowls. But the problem is with those is there's so much prep. You know, it's so much of the Asian cooking. There's so much prep. And so the actual cooking doesn't take a long time, but getting to that point does take a long time. So I probably like eating those. I don't know that I love making it. That's a good question. Let me think on that. Let me think on what I like making. So we're waiting for the mushrooms. They're just going to brown a little bit more. They're getting good, and I'm going to show. I'll show that to you in a minute before, so I can show you the browning. Then I'm going to add the onions to soften, and then we'll add the bacon. So I'm going to actually get the bacon out. Ready, open. Actually, Matt, I feel like you're gonna daddy this good. That's not gonna be.
Oh wow.
It's not a good idea.
I'm just getting the water.
So Andy is my kitchen witch. Can you tell us what that means?
I do dishes.
Do dishes. Andy does dishes. So he does dishes. He is a great. So we early on had this agreement, and so if you want to just grab a other. It might just be easier than I think. It just feels like. So let me show you the mushrooms. Matt, can you switch the camera to you please?
I'm burning.
Okay, so they're nicely browned. Actually, it's not really showing how nicely browned they are. They're really nicely browned. I'm a little sad. I can't see it. It didn't come through. Let me put the onions in. Oh. I enjoy cooking. So as much as I love cooking, one of the things about cooking, and Andy knows this to be true, which is why he doesn't like cooking, is there's that timing element that is a bit of a pain in the butt. It's fine, it's just like, and so I feel like oftentimes when you're cooking, you're always a little stressed, which is why often when I'm cooking, I enjoy a glass of wine because it just it associates just something else that's fun to do, and I'm not stressed when I'm cooking. But I kind of enjoy baking better because there's no final, there's a final ta-da, but it's not like getting the meal on the table. If that makes sense. As much as I like cooking, I more like eating my creations than the actual. Does that make sense? Than the actual act of it. Okay, so the onions are softening. We're gonna let them sit. And I'm gonna get the bacon cut once Maddie's done. What's your favorite things that I make? Here's a question.
Meatballs.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of that's just the first one that comes to mind. Meatballs.
So there's a meatball recipe that I came across in the paper like a long time ago, and it's when I do have a recipe problem. I'll have to talk about that in another stream. I collect recipes. I kind of hoard them, if I'm being honest. And okay, so I don't want to.
That is really thick.
Isn't that nice and thick bacon?
Wow.
Okay, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, do you want to switch that?
See how thick that is. Too.
Actually, keep that there because I'm gonna put that back in.
Okay.
Actually, just put that on top right now.
Ridiculous.
So I got this super thick bacon, and I'm just going to actually just kind of cut it into big pieces. And then we're going to render that off.
Oh, I can already smell it too.
Yeah, it smells really good. Bacon and butter make everything better. But, I forget what I was saying now. See, this is going to be my problem in live streams. I'm going to forget what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, we're talking about recipes. You have a lot of recipes.
Oh, so I hoard recipes. So I get cooking magazines, and I will tear out pages and like so many pages that I'll never ever try. But I like ripping them out because I like to think I might try them. And I do try some of them, but I never could possibly cook all the things that I rip out. And then I have a bunch of cookbooks, and then I also look for a bunch of recipes online. So they're just recipes everywhere. And one stream I'll show the ridiculous amounts of recipes I have. And I was thinking actually of an idea for a cooking show or cook a stream. We're good. I think a good idea for a stream. Andy gets nervous when I don't pay attention. he's like, it's gonna burn. But one of the things I thought I'd do is either with a cooking book do a flip and stick, like flip through the pages, and then whatever it lands on, that's what I cook the next weekend. Like I couldn't do it right then, so
I was gonna say.
But I thought of that, or doing that through because I literally binders map these recipes.
Yeah.
So I thought that might be fun. So we'll see.
That's interesting.
But like I said, I'm also going to put some of the recipes on the boat so that once I have anyone following that way, they can also go to it. So now I'm just adding the bacon, and I'm just going to let that, and I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit more because I turned it down because I didn't want the onions to burn. I just wanted them to soften. And I'm kind of hoping that bacon will, I'm going to use this fat to try to get the bacon to separate from itself a bit. So meatballs. Okay, how about what is your favorite sweet thing I've made?
Monkey bread.
Really?
Monkey bread. Ah,
So quick.
you can't beat monkey bread.
Well, it's good.
Oh,
memory.
your
It's good
brownies.
memories, too.
Your brownies.
Yeah, my brownies is my box.
No, but Mom, but you add them. Mom, every time I've brought your brownies to a friend's place, everyone is so happy that they had that I came with the brownies. Like they are a crowd favorite. Like for me and for others.
Think
So.
about my poker.
Yeah, sure. Well, actually, I was just thinking, Andy, that's why I really need to get the poker guys to come out here because they have not had my brownies in a long time.
Yeah,
You
true.
guys take them. Okay, so the bacon is doing nice. I'm gonna actually just let it turn it down a little bit. So my stove runs a bit hot. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit.
A bit is an understatement. It's so easy to overcook or overboil or do anything over on that grill or
So
stove.
because I'm a detail person, I wrote notes. I'm just making sure there's nothing else that I wanted to make sure. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot 2 truths and a lie. I almost forgot. Are you ready now?
I actually totally forgot.
Okay, so now he's got to think about. So when Matt streamed, I asked him. I did ask permission, right? If I could do 2 truths and a lie
on the spot, and then it somehow
I
became
gave you a heads
3
up.
truths
Oh,
and a
yeah.
lie.
So because I was nervous.
Yeah, so she just says 3 truths, and I'm like, oh, we were doing 3 truths and a lie, and I had to figure out something else.
I was nervous.
And now I've totally forgotten again, so I don't have anything off the top of my head.
Okay, so when you're ready, let me know. So that was one thing I wanted to do. I wanted to do it each time I did a cooking stream. I don't know. Yeah. So there's that. I will say I already talked about Twitter. I talked about YouTube subscribing. I talked about World Central Kitchen and my schedule. So Saturdays or Sundays at 1:30, probably Saturdays unless I tweet it. Future content. So let me just check on this stuff first. So future content. One of the things, so right now we're going to start with the weekend cooking streaming. Oh God, it smells so good.
Yeah, it smells a little good.
Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry, I digress. So we are going to do the cooking. Hopefully, my plan is every weekend, unless something just totally prevents me from doing it. But the other ideas I had was to eventually have a wine Wednesday evening, maybe at 7:30, and you can bring your favorite grape juice, whether it's wine, whether it's grape juice, whether it's sparkling cider, or it can be non-alcoholic, and it could just be water. But mine will be wine. So Wine Wednesday, and on Wine Wednesday, I'm thinking of a couple of different things, like being that I'm a Gen Xer. I, went to high school and college in the 80s. So I was thinking about some 80s nostalgia, things like, some of the foods that were then. I was also showing Matt, now this was more in the 70s, some of the commercials from back then. Really disturbing. It's amazing how things have changed. So, just kind of watching and commenting some things like that. And then also, bringing my hubby, who's great at mixology, and maybe making some cocktails on just one cocktail per Wednesday, but making a cocktail on a wine Wednesday. And also maybe talking about trends, and try or pass, whether we want to try it or pass it. I hope to have guests again and even if I get someone through Zoom, one of my friends or family through Zoom, that way we can comment together and sample it. So, whether it's things that, I get through, whether it's foods or clothes or whatever, just to sample and see what we like. So there's lots of potential. I just don't know exactly. It's fine. I just don't know exactly. Andy's worried about the saute.
You're funny, man. Stop playing with my rings.
So a little short story, Matt wears a variety of different rings, and Andy is constantly.
Whenever I take them off, he finds the best time to go over to them and then play with them in front of me. I know what I'm going to do for my 2 truths and a lie.
Okay, you ready? Dad, are you going to play with us or no?
It's good. Yeah. It's good.
You'll play? All right. So who wants to go first?
You go first.
I do? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, but Dad can't play this one because this I know because I didn't know he was going to play. So the 2 truths and lies are only for you. Okay. So here are my things. So the game True Truths and Lies, you say 3 things, and then who's ever playing with you has to guess what the lie is. Right?
I like to have a theme for myself, so I have.
Okay, I just have a theme too. I'm having a food theme. Okay. So I enjoy pomegranates. I enjoy squid, and I enjoy beets, which is a lie. So I enjoy pomegranates, meaning enjoy eating. I enjoy eating squid. I enjoy eating beets. Daddy, do you know the answer? Oh.
Did you do this right?
I did.
Beets.
Beets is like a lie.
Yeah.
No, I love beets. I didn't used to love beets until we had them.
You don't like pomegranates and you don't like squid.
I do like squid's calamari, honey. I just use squid as the name of it.
Okay.
Squid is calamari.
Yeah.
I didn't say octopus.
Yeah.
I didn't say octopus.
Yeah, that's true.
So you just gave it away, though. You're supposed to guess again.
Well,
Oh, Dad.
you ruined
Aw.
it. All right.
So I do not like pomegranates.
Really?
Don't hate me.
Oh.
I don't like the texture. The flavor's just so to me. I mean, and I love a good martini. Meaning not like, actually not the traditional martini. I like a good fancy martini. I don't like pomegranate martinis.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just.
That's just not what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be squid then.
Yeah. But I used squid as like a deflector term instead of saying calamari.
Yeah, well, that's why I didn't go for squid because I'm like, I thought that you liked calamari, but I'm like, yeah, pomegranate would have been my last guess anyways.
Yeah.
All right,
Doesn't like it. Yeah, had it.
now for mine. My theme is stuff that I've hidden from you.
Oh.
Wait, 2 truths and a lie.
2 truths and lies.
Oh, crap, I did it backwards.
Do you want to wait? Okay.
You do the other.
Well, then it doesn't really work.
Let him wait a second.
I'll do 2 lies and a truth. All right. 2 lies and a truth.
We have to guess the truth.
Yes.
Okay.
So, there's a place that I've been that I've hid from you in the last week. There is a purchase that I've hidden from you in the last month. And there's something that happened at college that I've hid from you in the last year.
I think it's the thing from college.
Do you think that's the truth?
Oh, no, the truth. I'm sorry.
Remember, there's only one truth. There's only one truth.
That's not what I meant to say. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the truth is the second one, that there was a purchase
Okay.
you hid at the last one.
Yeah. And then
College.
she's right.
What'd you buy?
Oh, he's going to show us. By the way, while he's showing us, I just want to show you that it's all the, oh, yum, it smells so good. I wish it was smell-o-vision. So the mushrooms are beautiful and brown. The bacon is kind of rendered and brown on the edges, and the onions are soft and a little brown on the edges. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the halushki to them.
So, I don't know if you'll remember this, but within the past month, I had
what I said was I bought an additional battery from GoPro. I didn't. I got an insane deal on the brand new GoPro.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So,
Look at you.
Sure, it's for you.
I told him I needed to go for
yeah, I got like $200 off. So I knew that I would not get that good of a deal. So I just went ahead and did it. So
what is a different kind of GoPro?
it's like the newest model, and it's so nice. Like my GoPro was okay, but my GoPro is 5 years old at this point. And there's been a lot of innovation in the action camera space in the last 5 years, half decade. So this has a full front screen, so I can see myself when I it's. So
Matt's a little into cameras.
I like tech too, but yeah.
It's good he's a computer science major because he's going to need that kind of field to pay for all his tech interests.
But so it actually has a screen on the front, so you can see if you're doing anything forward facing, you can see your framing. Cool. It also has
And who was having a sale?
GoPro.
Oh, GoPro.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but it also has live streaming capabilities. It has the best stabilization I've ever seen on an action camera, which is great for especially when we do lake stuff. Now all my footage will be super smooth. So it was on GoPro's site.
So you just browse GoPro's site?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I love tech.
It's kind of like I go on Loft.
Yeah, exactly.
So I browse clothes on Loft or wherever, and you browse tech.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Show us the dumplings.
Oh yeah, they're not pretending. I feel like they need to get some of that flavor. I want the dumplings to marry in the flavor a little bit, so you can see everything's looking really yummy. It smells amazing, but I feel like I want them to sit a little bit and get all that yummy flavor. And so I will say, just with cooking these, I'm used to with Italian cooking, you always have the pasta done, the salt's ready, so when the pasta comes out, add the pasta to the pan, and then you might even have a little pasta water. So I'm a little nervous because I feel like those dried out quite a bit. And they said, was interesting, on the recipe, it talks about preparing the halushki first, and then doing the stuff for the sauce, not the sauce, but I guess the sauce, the mushrooms, onions, and bacon. And it didn't take any longer than what they forecast. But I just feel like they dried a little bit. So we'll see. I mean, we've never had these. And now in the picture, they showed a little bit of parsley. Do you want any of that or no?
Okay.
I think parsley would be nice because it'd be nice to have a little.
You can decorate it however you want. So the reason I wanted to do that is because I actually have other GoPro stuff coming. I'm actually getting an additional battery for the new GoPro because in the whole $200 off deal, you also get a free year of GoPro membership, which means you get huge discounts on all of the accessories and stuff.
Doesn't it feel cathartic releasing that lie?
Yeah.
Little hit.
It was a lie, actually.
That little hidden secret from us. That's why we should always tell our parents everything, right?
But I told you.
I'm just teasing.
Just at a later date.
Okay, so Daddy, your turn. You're up. 2 truths and a lie. Are you doing it the normal way, like I did it?
2 truths and a lie.
Yep.
Okay. My first real girlfriend was in
Oh, we're going to the past. Interesting.
7th grade.
Okay. Lie. Sorry. No.
I have car served.
Car served. Okay. Yep.
And I hit 3 home runs in one day in high school.
The last one's false, so you hit like 2 or 4.
So just because I'm going to play devil's advocate, I'm going to say the girlfriend is 6th grade is alive. You have a girlfriend older than that.
Yeah, that's right.
Ah, so how many?
What's that?
How many? 2. Oh, so yeah, I was like, I knew it was like you're playing a numbers game there, where it's going to be. You need to put it here.
So nobody, you guys all thought that
Oh yeah, I was like, that's totally
Oh,
something.
you told me about that.
I did.
You never told me, but I just
You
figured
told me
that's probably
about car surfing
Man, I
before.
thought that was a good
No, yeah, I mean it is a good one, but you should not have me included. Because actually, you told me that.
I just believe that was something you did. I'm just gonna be
And he's
honest.
the reason why my boys were like, especially Maddie was an accident. I need to tell. Maddie was an accident boy because he got all that from his father's genes. His mom is like the one that's all. I just want to show this second. Oh, nope, wrong one. Oh, my
You're like
goodness.
bummed out about that.
So again, the color is not coming through, which is a little bit.
Yeah, it's a crappy laptop webcam.
Well, thank you, Matt.
I'm
So
just being
what
honest.
we're going to do is we're going to get some of these on plates so that we can all try. So Matt, you can switch the scene so that.
so good.
And Andy, can you get forks?
Color,
Oh, the
color totally comes through on this camera, though.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Let's see. That's awesome.
So I'm going to scoop it up. I'll try to get some without some mushrooms.
That's right. They're big enough for it.
Okay. Actually, I didn't get you bacon then, so I do want to get some of that. Okay. Okay. Just wait till we get it all served up. Patty. Oh wait, Maddie.
Oh my God, it smells good.
All right. So we're giving this a little taste. Bacon. Yeah. So I kind of want to create that. Come over here, Dad. I want to create.
I already got like the optimal.
Oh, Maddie, you're not in. I want to.
You guys gotta move over.
I move over that. I want to create the perfect bite.
I already got the perfect bite.
I don't. I'm gonna get bacon. That. Broke.
All right. Nah, that's pretty good. Saltiness from the bacon's a nice
Oh my
addition.
gosh, because I added no salt to the actual sauteed stuff.
No, I totally get the.
And you'll
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
but it's totally right in between like the initial mouthfeel of gnocchi, but then like the later mouthfeel does resemble spetzel because it's kind of almost like
Pasta or something.
well, it's almost like that. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like soft, crumbly.
Yeah.
Like that's how I guess at least
These are warm in those
Mhm.
cold Ukrainian mix. Pretty well.
Natalya, these are delicious. She's the one that posted the recipe. These are awesome. Definitely for me, not a summer meal, like a
Yeah, this is a more hearty meal for
more
sure.
hearty cold meal. And for me, I'd love it with like a nice green salad next to it. That would be
That's
great.
good though.
But well, we did it. Thank you, Matt.
No problem.
I got through it. So if you like this,
That's all
please subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter so that you can know about my future streams. And also, as I said, down below in the description, I'll put a link to Matt's Twitch. Actually, I'm gonna put a link to the recipe, and other information will be there. So thank you so much, and till we eat again.
All right. See y'all.
Bye.